Hi, everyone. I am absolutely delighted to be here on our show jumping panel at the Cavago Social. We have two fantastic trainers and a bunch of young show jumping riders who will talk a little bit about their experience and hopefully also ask very interesting questions from our trainers. So we have Jochen Allard, who is the head trainer at Monte Rosato Country Club in Italy, in Fermo, Italy. And Jochen, I wanted to ask you, I think all young show jumpers are interested in the type of exercises, the type of gymnastics, the type of things they can do to improve from the beginning, to improve their jumping. So is there one exercise that you would say is the mother of them all, the one that really every show jumper should do and should practice often?
I must say, Carolina, it's pretty difficult to mention one specific exercise, but the thing I want to mention is my way of working. For me, the most important thing on a horse is the flat work. So we always say that the dressage work is very important, and I think that the dressage work is the base of everything. And even more for the younger riders, for us professionals, it's a little bit, we can a little bit arrange, we can improvise a little bit. But for the young riders, it's very important that the horses are well dressed and that we can ride them easily, you know, because young riders don't have our experience or our eye. So the balance of the horse is very important, and I think that everything comes on from the way a horse goes. He runs and he educated. So I think the most important thing for our soul is dressage work, flat work. Yeah. Then when you have a horse with a lot of quality, the quality comes out. I mean, it's all about the education. So I start always, I never make my riders jump because before they have 100% control and 100% flat work. So that's the thing, is very important for me. Yeah. And but a specific exercise, I don't think it depends on the horses as well. I mean, there are 10,000 examples, but we trainers first, I think the first thing is to analyze the mental of the young rider, sees what he can do, what he needs to improve, and needs psychology, and the horse which he's riding, and then try to get them together both. That's the most important thing. Yeah, I think once the rider is secure and the horse is secure and you put them together, you have a super combination and super results. I think that's the most important thing.
So the partnership.
Yeah, the partnership is everything. I think me, for example, I don't know, everybody has this way of working. As I work as well with some young children, I have now a young girl who is 12 and I'm preparing her for the European Championship children. And for instance, wow, I'm the one who's riding her horses 1 or 2 times a week, you know, just to put everything right, because horses need a little bit of experienced hands sometimes to put them again on the right side and to get them back a bit on the trail. And I think the mental of the horse for the young riders is very important. Yeah, it's very important. So the horse has to want to work for the young riders, and then everything is okay. When a horse says, okay, I'm gonna collaborate, everything is perfect. Yeah. So the combination is very important. Yeah, very important.
Very interesting. So Pablo, you are also, like Jochen, an international show riding competitor yourself, and you are a trainer at your PHR riding school in Madrid. And I have the same question for you. Basically, what do you think every young or not so young show rider, show jumper should be able to do? What exercise is the most important?
Bueno, lo primero de todos, saludos a todos.
Hi to everyone.
Estoy muy de acuerdo.
Hi, Pablo.
I fully agree with what Jochen was saying.
Me parece muy importante que la confianza tanto del jinete como la del caballo
The rider and the horse have to have complete confidence, trust in each other.
Estén muy unidas para que
Work in a partnership.
Para que todos los ejercicios que les pueda aplicar durante el entrenamiento de cara a la competición,
so that when every exercise is going to be done during the training session towards looking at, aiming at the competition will have its full effect.
Se pueda transmitir, se pueda trabajar en pista y luego pueda salir los resultados en el concurso.
Yeah. Everything they do during the training session will be reflected, will lead towards success in the competition.
Ejercicios básicos que pueden servirle bien, siempre barras de referencia, barras de tranqueo en el suelo.
The bars, the stepping bars on the ground are the best, so that the horse will get into the right rhythm.
Y otra cosa que ha dicho Jochen es en llano, por supuesto, ya que todos los concursos nuestros van a ser en llano.
Everything's going to be flat. There's not going to be hills or up, going up and down at all.
Aunque siempre, si la instalación tuviera alguna cuesta, algún camino, algún inclinado, para que hicieran un poquito de fondo.
There might be some contest where there are minor slopes, but practically everything is flat. That's it for
Very
now,
interesting.
Caroline.
Sorry?
That's it. That's
very interesting. Very interesting. Yes. So let me introduce Shamsa. Shamsa is a young rider from the United Arab Emirates. She is 12, if I'm not mistaken. So she is our youngest panelist.
I'm 11.
You're 11. Oh, and Laura is 12, right? So you're still our youngest. You're still our youngest panelist. So tell us a little bit more about yourself. What you're writing, what you've been doing, and what your goals are with your show jumping.
Well, I'm Shamsa. I'm 11 years old. I am from UAE. I have 2 horses. I do dressage and jumping. I started with the jumping, and then I started with the dressage, and then sadly there's not a lot of dressage here. So then I moved on to the show jumping. My show jumping horse is 11 years old. She is an Anglo-Arab from Spain.
Very interesting. Very interesting. So Shamsa, do you have a question that you would like to ask one of our trainers, or maybe ideally even both of them could answer a question that you would have?
Actually, yeah. How did you learn to see your strides? That's one of my biggest issues.
Okay. Who wants to answer, Pablo or me?
Yes, I think you should start, Jochen, every time so that Pablo has time with the translation.
That's always, that's the first question they always ask me. And I must say it's very difficult to respond on this demand. I mean, it's also a question of experience. I mean, it comes with time, because you have some people that get born with, call it an eye, means you see the distance very well, okay? But it's one person on that gets born with this, okay? But the fact is, I believe very much, as what Pablo said first, I believe very much in the pole work. Okay, the first thing is to get to know the gallop of your horse. Okay, so to know what distance he covers in what time. So the most important thing is that you count the 3 latest strides you count in your head. 1, 2, 3, and then he sets off. Okay, 1, 2, 3, and you have some horses with the most easy thing to see your distance or to place a distance is horses with a smaller gallop. Okay, because it makes you easier. That's why it's so easy with the ponies to put a distance. Yeah, it's very difficult to putting distance with ponies because they have a very composed gallop. Yeah, very small gallop. With horses with a bigger gallop, it's a little bit more difficult for you young guys because they are too much open. You have to close them, etc., etc. But I believe very in the pole work. So you put 5, 6, 7 poles, yeah, in one gallop, so 2 meters between each pole. Okay, and you feel the rhythm of your horse. Okay, I think before we have to talk about placing a distance and seeing your distance, we talk about having your horse in a good balance. Yeah, because horses with a good balance, it's 80% of the distance of your jump. Okay, when you have horses that run too much on their shoulders or too much in behind you, it's very difficult to see a distance. For us professionals, okay, so the balance of the horse is very important. Yeah, remember, Shamsa, that the horse always has to gallop into the height. Okay, never gallop with his head down. Gallop over there, and then distance is 80%, and the other 20% is your eye, and I think it will come with experience. Okay, and much pole work, much pole work. For instance, for my youngest rider like you, I have the one with 11, 12 years old. I'm now preparing for the European Championship for next year. And I taught her to see her distances, for instance, setting a cross, and to put her 5 or 6 rounds before the jump. Okay? So she learned to have regularity in a jump. Okay? Because we had some guy here from the Emirates, it was Mohammed, and he came here, didn't know anything, and in 1 month of time he's easily started to see the distances as well. I think pole work and combination of balance of the horse is the most important thing, because I think that no girl at 11 or 12 years can see good their distance. Okay, it's very difficult, so you're not the only one that asks this. Okay. Okay.
Pablo.
Yo, bien ha dicho Jochen, las horas de vuelo, que aquí lo decimos en España,
experience, as Jochen said,
¿vale? Son muy importantes. No,
hours of flight time is the term he used to describe that.
Yo no empecé a montar a caballo y empecé a saber qué distancias tenía que coger para entrar a un salto.
I didn't have any idea when I first started jumping. Obviously, no one does, do they?
Muchas horas de clase, muchos concursos.
Hours and hours of class time, hours and hours of competition. It's the only way you're going to learn.
Muchos éxitos, muchos fracasos, que es donde realmente sacamos los fallos para seguir mejorando.
Many, many failures and a few successes. It's the only way you're going to learn. To be able to, you gotta fall flat on your face once in a while.
Y algo muy importante es también que el entrenador, el profesor, se pueda subir al caballo, como hemos comentado antes.
And the coach has to go on top of the horse, has to ride the horse to see how that horse is, to be able to pass it on to the student.
Para poderle también explicar al caballo lo que un joven jinete no puede, no sabe.
And that, it goes both ways, to help the student, the younger student, and also to be able to explain to the horse. So the horse will understand. Obviously, a coach is going to be able to explain better than what a younger student would be. Jochen, I'm sure you agree with that, don't you?
Yeah, 100%. As I told you first, the horses of my students, I ride them myself 1 or 2 times a week to learn them the horses as well what they have to do to help the young riders. It's very important. I think it's very important, and not only to teach them, but Pablo will agree with me that if a young rider rides a quality horse, to keep them right, to avoid them stopping or do some, and because the distance of the young riders is not always good, so they have to accept to resolve an error, right? So I think to keep their mental health good, it's important that Pablo or me, we get on the horses and we make them see that everything is okay, that they don't have to worry, the horses, you know. That's very important, I think. Yeah. I agree fully.
Thing is,
very interesting. Thank you.
So I think it's very important, Shamsa, for you that you have at least at home a good rider or your instructor. And I think at least in my structure is that once a week they get on your horses and they teach them things. I fully agree with Pablo.
Yeah.
Okay, so here we also have Sofie. Sofie is a young rider from the Czech Republic. Hello, Sofie.
Hi.
Can you say a few words about yourself? I know you have quite some ambitions, and we're interested to hear about that. And also, we'd like to hear if you have a question for our trainers here.
Okay, so hi, I'm Sofie. I'm 18, and I come from Czech Republic. I ride 7 horses at the moment. They're owned my parents, and I jump the classes for young riders, U25 up to 150. And my question is for both of you, what is your last advice for your rider before they go to ring?
You heard, right? Last advice.
That's another 1 million question. Okay, well, I think the most important thing is for the young riders, I think, is not to be scared to make a mistake. Okay, so I always have a little conversation with my riders before they go in, and I always tell them only one phrase. It's very easy. I mean, whatever you do, I'm happy. Okay, because we have to give trust to the young riders. They have to make mistakes to learn. So I mean, they have a lot of pressure on them. Okay, especially the young girls. You are a little bit older, but there are a lot of pressure. So they always want to do the trainers and for their parents, and that puts a lot more pressure on them. So I think that the trainer has to explain them that whatever they do good. Okay, when there is, I mean, you only can make mistakes when you do things. Okay, I always say go for it, and we will see what we will see. Afterwards, then I take them to the video room, and I analyze every time the course with them afterwards. But there is not so. It depends always on the course, of course. If it's a difficult course, it's not a difficult course. But even if it's a difficult course, I will never tell them it's difficult. Okay, I will give them much trust and courage. And I think you are very young, Sofie. So if you have already 7 horses, so I think you will be a good rider, because if your parents believe in you, it means you will be a good rider. I think that your trainer has to stand behind you in whatever situation you are, and make you believe in yourself and give you a moral support. And I think and yeah, for an athlete, I think is here. Okay, that's here. Be strong here. And that's it. I think that's the best advice I can give you. And as Pablo said before, I think you have to do a lot of jumps and a lot of training and a lot of competition. That's the best way of training. And make mistakes. Remember, yeah, the young horses as well. It's not only the horses have to make mistakes to learn. Young riders have to make mistakes to learn. That's it. Okay. I think that's the best thing. No, my pleasure.
Pablo.
Como consejo, lo más importante, este deporte no lo puede permitir, es disfrutar de algo que es con animales.
Enjoy Enjoy your time with the animals. That is really the best thing that this sport has to offer. Sofie, do you agree with that? Do you enjoy working with the animals? With the horses in this case?
Of course I do.
Y sobre todo lo que es muy importante y es muy bonito es el ver cómo tú con tu caballo sois capaces de iros superando reto a reto.
And really the best part is to see how you, working with your horse, are able to go step by step, challenge by challenge, and improve every single day.
Dificultad de recorridos, subida de altura.
Harder courses, higher jumps, and every day you're a little bit better.
Diferentes lugares, diferentes pistas, son todos puntos que hay que trabajar y hay que consolidar.
Different tracks, different places, and you're able to attack them and win. That's the best part, isn't it?
Pero siempre de la pasión y el disfrutar con el caballo y con el deporte.
Passion and enjoyment go hand in hand as far as jumping is concerned. Thank you, Pablo.
Thank you. So Sofie, what does your trainer tell you before you get in, right before you go into the ring? What does your trainer tell you?
Well, it really
He says
depends. When it's
Sorry?
For me, it really depends. When it's a difficult course, which really I have to like work on it, and it's, for example, for my national team or something, he just tells me like fight for it, and that's it. That's the last thing he tells me before I go in, like the last class.
I think the thing important is what said Pablo as well. I think the thing is go in there and enjoy yourself, okay? Because it's sport, and a mistake, we can all make mistakes, but I think that the prime question for you young guys is to enjoy yourself. I mean, obviously we enjoy more if we win. That's for all of them, but there is only one winner. We have 40 horses, 50 horses, there's only one winner. Most important thing is you can come out of the arena, maybe with one down, one mistake, but you come out of the arena with a smile and said, I enjoyed, my horse jumped good. I made a stupid mistake, but my horse was good and I was good, I think, no? So I think it's all about winning. I also think it's all about, being happy when you come off your horse. I think it's like that, especially for the young riders. It's like this for me. I may jump a Grand Prix, have one down, but come up with a satisfaction and say, okay, my horse jumped very well. And then maybe I can have a Grand Prix where I was 0 and said, my riding was not so good. My horse was a bit like this. I think it's like that. And I think for you as well. Yeah. Okay. I don't think it's always about winning.
Yeah, I think fun is so important because it brings relaxation, and if you're relaxed,
I think
if you're relaxed,
for them, for us it's a living. For them, until this time, it's having fun as well. You know, they're not still professionals. Maybe later, but now it's just having fun and enjoying their riding. I think. Yeah.
Well, Sofie is almost there, right? So Leah, hi. Can you tell you a little bit about yourself? Why don't you say it yourself? Yes.
I'm 17 years old. I'm from Belgium, and I'm currently living in Portugal, together with my 2 show jumping horses. And the question I would have is, how do you stay calm before a show or before jumping a difficult course?
I didn't understand the question.
How do you stay calm, like calm in the head before jumping?
Oh, stay calm. Yes. Yes. What do you do to fight the jitters?
First, you're not 18. Otherwise, I would say drink a Scotch whiskey. But okay, you're not 18. I'm joking.
Bad advice. Very bad advice.
Yeah. I'm joking. Just joking. No, I think that's a difficult question. I think staying calm comes with the work, I think. So I think if somebody feels 100% prepared, stay calm, and then when you always have to give yourself at 100%, Leah. I think Being calm depends on yourself. It's like a little bit of an exam in university, you know. I think when you go to an exam, when you're 100% well prepared, I think you will be a bit calmer than somebody who doesn't study and that goes there unprepared. So I think with the horses, it's the same thing. That's what I talked to you about in the first thing. 100% under control. I think you can be pretty relaxed, okay, because you have control. Maybe you have 1 down or 2 down. It can happen, but at least you know what you're doing. And I think the most important thing for a rider is be sure that he knows what he's doing, okay? Even if the course is a bit difficult. And the fact is you're young. You're very young. So you don't have nothing to prove, okay? The horses are yours. Nobody will be mad at you. Nobody will run behind you with the whip and say, Leah, you made a mistake. So we professionals have a little bit more pressure because I have owner horses, I have sponsor horses, and the sponsors are there every week to check. They have to a little bit more pressure. Yeah, you guys, you have your own horses, so you know that nobody is upset with you when you make a mistake. And I think that that's a very important thing, to stay calm. Yeah, from every mistake you learn. Yeah, your trainer have to support you in whatever situation. If you have 3 off, you have 12 points or 20 points, it don't matter. You get off the horse, you talk about, you made a mistake there, your line was there. And I think for yourself, you're 17 years old, so you have an whole career in front of you, okay? And having your own horses, relax. Everything will be okay. Everything will be. I see behind you that you have a lot of prizes there, so I think the results are good. I see you there behind on your
yeah, it's the collection.
So I think, no, but I think you guys have to stay at your age. You have to stay calm, knowing that you have a whole career in front of you. So whatever happens, relax. Okay, whatever happens, relax.
Great, that's great. Thank you. So now we can speak with Laura, who is a student of Pablo's. She lives and rides in Spain. And maybe she can tell us a little bit about what she's doing and what her hopes are as a show jumper.
Pues,
Hola a todos.
hola. Y pues,
Can you hear her?
No.
Yes, we can hear her very well.
Okay.
Más alto.
quiero llegar a ir a la Longines.
I want to go to the Longines competition.
Saltar bastante alto con caballos
Because the jump as high as I possibly can.
y
¿Pones?
pues quiero llegar a saltar con mi pony B, bueno, lo que salto, los oficiales, y con mi pony C llegar a saltar pues C.
To be able to reach level C with my ponies. Mhm. I have the world's greatest ponies, don't you? Mhm. Mhm.
Mi pony B se llama Perla.
Pearl is my favorite horse, favorite pony.
Y mi pony C se llama Pretty.
And Pretty is her sea pony. Mhm. And she loves them. You can see it on her face, can't you? Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, great.
Yeah. Mhm.
So I wanted to ask all of you a little bit more about your relationship with your horse or your horses. You know, what you do with them when you're not in the show ring and when you're not training. And I think I'm going to ask Shamsa that question. I think I'm going to ask Shamsa that question because you have to leave soon.
Well, usually it's like be with them and connect with them more. I'll take them out for grass, braid them, clean them, hack them, show them groundwork, a lot of groundwork as well. Just if you're not jumping, just take them over poles as well.
And when you're not riding?
When I'm not riding, I do groundwork. I walk her around the arena. But sometimes, natural horsemanship, I also do that.
Very cool. Very cool. How about you, Sofie?
Well, I have a lot of horses, so there's not enough time for doing some kind of fun around when I have to ride 7 horses a day. But when I have some time, I just give them some treats, some carrots, take them on the grass, hug them. That's what I do. Play with them a little bit.
Yeah. And you're still in school, Sofie?
Yeah, I'm in the 4th year of a high school and I'm graduating this year. So I'm still in a school, and after I leave this one, I want to continue. So there is a long way in the school.
That's amazing. That's really amazing. And you, Leah, what do you do with your horse or your horses when you're not riding, or at least when you're not jumping?
I try to spend time with them every day after riding in the stables, just petting them a bit, having some fun, giving them treats. And on the weekend, I like to take them out just for a walk by hand, both relaxing, get some grass, and just spend some time together in a non-training and not a serious environment, because I think we both enjoy that.
Yeah. Laura, do you also do, or what is it you do with your ponies when you're not riding?
Pues yo cuando no entreno, doy paseos por el campo, me quedo viéndolas un rato en la cuadra, las acaricio, les doy chuches.
Okay, she says, yeah, when she's not jumping, she'll ride the horse around, take walks around with the horse, work with the horse in the stable, give candy to her horse, pet the horse, show tender, loving care for the horse. I guess horses and girls are kind of the same, aren't they, Christine? Aren't they, Caroline?
Yeah, they are.
Give them candy and tender, loving care, and it wins all the time.
Charlie, I'm going to have to interrupt you because Shamsa has to leave.
Yeah.
So I just wanted to say thank you to her, and tell us a few last words, and tell us where you're going or where you are, because you're in the car, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm right outside the place. I have a tournament.
A show, a jumping show?
Ball? I do netball as well.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. That's really amazing. Okay, well, thank you very much. Sorry?
Thank you. It's similar to basket.
Interesting. I didn't know that. I never heard about netball. Well, thank you very much for being here. Stay as long as you want, and then when you have to go, you just press leave and you'll be good. Right?
Sorry, Caroline, may I ask you something?
Of course.
No, I will do afterwards, because we have a lot of things going on here, but I don't understand if we have to respond or not, because they are.
You have there are lots of questions for you, actually,
yeah,
right?
I'm scrolling by, but I can't.
Yes. So I just wanted, I'll take care of it. So I just wanted to know from the trainers what they have to say about how important or not so important it is to spend time with your horses when you're not riding.
Well, I think it's everything. I think it's very important. We professionals, we don't realize that. I think when I was younger, I did it more. Now, you're so much things, and I must say that all my professional friends, riders that I know, also good riders, I think now they have the grooms, they do everything, and I think I'm not very happy with things going like that. But unfortunately, it's our job that brings us to be a little bit less near to our horses than we were before. And when I was younger, nobody could touch my horses. I would do everything alone. In fact, the grooms helped me, but it was a little bit, now it's a bit different because we grow and we have other jobs, we have the lessons, we have the shows, we have other things to do. And but I think for the young riders like Leah, Sofie, Laura, I think it's very important to be always busy with them. Take them out for a walk, give them a carrot, make them eat some grass. With my young riders as well, I tell them always to stay close to it because they know you. They're very intelligent animals. So they know you very well and they know you from a long way out. They call you. So they are very intelligent. But I say, we professional riders, we have the groom. So we come out to the stable, we give it to the groom and we go on with something else. And I don't say it's a good thing. It's not a good example. It's not a good example. But for the young riders, it's very important to make them know, and they know it very well. They are very intelligent. So I think for Leah and Sofie and Laura, whatever you do it together with him because they know, and they will give it back to you in twice as much as you give it to them. Yeah. Okay. I think it's very important between horse and rider. I believe very much in that. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure thank you. I'm sure you agree, Pablo. Maybe you want to say something about that too.
Yo opino lo mismo que Jochen. Los profesionales quizás no tengamos todo el tiempo que nos gustaría para poder conectar más con nuestro caballo.
It's a matter of time that sometimes us professional riders don't have enough time to be with our horses as much as what we should. And he agrees with what you're saying, Jochen. That that's kind of a mistake that professional riders are making sometimes.
Estoy muy de acuerdo y es más, es verdad que los caballos siempre nos van a devolver 3 veces más de lo que nosotros le podemos dar a ellos.
The horses will always give us back 3 times more than what we give them. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
Tanto en el trabajo en la cuadra pie a tierra como luego en el trabajo diario como luego en la competición.
And in shows, in the jumping shows and in our daily work, they're going to respond much better if we show them this what we're calling tender loving care. Mm-hmm.
No solo es el trabajo, voy, me subo, trabajo y me bajo, sino la conexión, por ejemplo, que tiene Laura con sus ponis, es luego muy importante.
The connection that Laura has with her ponies is so special, and I notice that every single day. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would completely feel like that too, I must say. So we have a question from the audience, and I wanted to start with the writers, with the ladies, and the question is: have you had a moment in your writing career where you had lost confidence because you fell really bad? And if yes, what did you do about it, or what do you think one should do when we have those moments where we're starting to be afraid and lose trust in ourselves or in our horse? Leah, you want to start?
Last year, I had an accident with my young horse, and we both fell. And due to the shows, young and inexperienced, and we both got quite scared from that. And what helped me was to just take a little break from the stress and the competitions and just have some fun together, some less serious riding, and just, spending time together and having fun again. And a few months later, we were back to competing, and she was feeling more confident than ever. And it was very nice to see, because at one point I felt really down from it, because I felt like neither of us would gain confidence again. And to then, a few months later, be back and more confident and better than ever was a very nice feeling.
Great horsemanship. Really great. Congratulations. Sofie, have you had a moment like that where you had to get yourself back from, the dark place of loss of confidence?
Okay, so this year I had a really bad moment and really important show. where I wasn't successful at all. And after that, I was really disappointed and I felt really bad because I didn't show myself in the best way at the show. So what helped me was my family and my friends. They supported me, and I saw improvement of my other horses, mainly my young horses, and that kind of gave me a different kind of energy that helped me to prepare for another show. And I was competing at that time like every single week. So once I was down, the second week I was up. So it happens, I think. It happens every day, every time that we can go up and down. It's changing.
Of course, athletes, right? Laura, have you had a moment, or maybe not yet, right?
Una vez fui al salto y se me escapó y me caí.
There was one time that I was ready to jump and I goofed and the horse got away from me. And I fell.
Y llevaba el airbag y no saltó.
And the airbag, I had an airbag and it didn't work.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Y bueno, ahí empecé a coger un poco de cosa por si no me iba a saltar y me iba a hacer más daño, pero
I started to have a little bit, I got to be a little bit scared. I was gonna, but at the end it worked out. Oh yeah.
So Jochen, can you speak to this loss of confidence in athletes, after a fall, when you start being a little afraid and lose confidence, and what you as a trainer have them do or tell them to get them back where they were before, or even better, like Leah was saying. She took a break and her horse came back really well.
As a matter of fact, I think that Leah did a very good thing, because I think that we as trainers, that's the first thing we will let them do. So take a step backwards, take your time, and don't pressure, and take your time again to start from slowly on, and it's the only thing to get your confidence back, but especially the confidence of the horse as well. So Leah did a very good thing, and I think that's Leah showed a great horsemanship what she did, because I think it's very intelligent. There is no, I mean, it's not a disgrace to do a pass backwards. Okay, you can grow, and in your growing period, there is always a moment that you may lose control, or that you may lose confidence. Yeah, that's a part of growing. It's life as well. I think when you do big giant steps, the bigger the risk is that there's something can go wrong, right? With the horses as well. So the bigger you start to jump, the higher the risk is. When something goes wrong for your horse, for yourself, Leah did a super thing. So you take maybe a step backwards from the shows, and you start working on your own again, on your horse, and that's the word fun is there again. Okay, so I think fun is still the basic word in their young riding. Fun is the prime word. And if they start having fun again, they start having confidence again. And it's a big difference between the young riders and us, because I think when I think Pablo will agree that if happens something to us, we get an age that you start thinking a bit more. For the young riders, they are a little bit more. They dare a bit more, maybe. I'm talking for me, maybe Pablo not, but I'm talking for me. We have a job, we have a responsibility. So when you are young, I think it's easier to get over something like this than at our age. Yeah. So Leah, compliments, because I would do the same thing, and I would consider the same thing to my young students as well. So very, very good, very good. Yeah. Okay.
So I have a question that's for Jochen, but I actually will ask it to Pablo, because Jochen, it's a student of yours, Paula Anton, and
No,
she's saying
not a
that
student of
I don't know. She said she did clinics with you.
Paula. No?
Anyway, I'll ask the question to Pablo, and maybe also to Jochen. So she's talking about a horse that she has that is leaving the that is I don't even know how to say that in English. That is touching the bars. That is leaving leaving their feet.
Okay.
And what to do about that. And Paula is saying that it doesn't matter the height she's jumping. It always happens at every height. So it's not so much a question of performance, but a question of being careful with the bars. So what would you do about that?
Bueno, primero es conocer un poco el caballo y saber también un poco cómo es, quién le está dirigiendo en el entrenamiento, para que es el profesional que le va a poder decir dónde está el error, que lo está viendo en el momento.
You have to know who is training that person, that rider, and talk with him and find out exactly what is going on and why it's happening.
Puede ser un problema de que el caballo pueda estar molesto por algo, por lo que hace que no se pueda emplear bien a la hora de saltar.
It could be that there's something wrong with the horse, that the horse is being bothered by something, and that's why it's not jumping as well as what it should.
Pero vamos, eso es más verlo en el momento y ver si quien tiene que ayudar es más el alumno o el caballo o el ejercicio en sí.
You have to analyze and find out what's the root of the problem. Is it the horse? Is it the young rider? Is it the exercise in itself? What is the root of the problem?
Su entrenador es el que tiene que verlo, que lo trabaja día a día con ellos.
The trainer is working the day by day with the rider, with the horse. That's the person who's going to be able to answer the question better than anyone else.
Si el caballo, como dice aquí, que está preguntando que si es peligroso, si realmente al final puede llegar a tropezarse, es peligroso.
Obviously, if the horse is going to trip, that's dangerous. Let's be honest. Mm-hmm.
And anything to add? Actually, it's not a student of yours. I misunderstood. It's somebody who did a lot of clinics, and I thought with you.
Yeah,
but,
no.
Okay. Not with Pablo or with Jochen. It's not a student of either of you, but she's saying it's a 5-year-old and that she did lots of clinics and that there is this habit.
I must say, it's okay. I see here, because it's written it's the pure sang angle. Okay, I know maybe it's a little bit cliche what I'm gonna say, but I'm somebody very honest, so I always say what I think. Okay, so maybe it's cliche, but you have to see, because I think there has to be a minimum of talent in the horse. Okay, I think you can learn a horse to get better on the jump. Yeah, I think there is always a lot of margin to get better, but unfortunately there are horses, and it's hard to tell to somebody, but maybe I'm wrong because I don't know the horse, I know the situation, but it's to take in consideration. Maybe the horse is not born to jump. Okay, it's like people they get born with a great mind and they go to university, and maybe other people want to work. The horses is the same, so a little bit of talent is important. What I do a lot with my horses, especially the young horses, and maybe Pablo will agree with that, is when they are not careful enough, I put some V's on the jump. So a V is you have the jump, and you put a 2 pole in the form of a V, an angle, to make them be a little bit careful. But 5-year-old, a minimum of respect they have to have, because such horses are not for young. I don't know how much experience she has, the lady, and I think to teach something like this to a young horse, I think it's more up to a professional rider. You know what I mean? Because they can have some strange reactions, okay? And we professionals, we maybe have a technique, to be careful. If you don't have any experience and you leave maybe your reins a bit too long or a bit more, the risk of going on the ground, both of you, not only you, but also the horse, because a horse that takes the pole, front legs can trip and go on the ground. I think it's pretty dangerous. I would never consider an amateur rider to train a horse on doing such things. Okay, not in my stable. I will try myself. If it's getting better, okay. If it's not getting better, I'm very honest with my client and I'll say, okay, we work now for 2, 3, 4 months. The horse is not getting better, so yeah, we have to accept that some horses are not made to jump, and maybe working on it. No, I don't agrees with me, but yeah, that's.
Hay caballos, para mí, hay caballos que tardan un poco más en madurar.
There are horses that take a little bit longer to learn.
Pero estoy muy de acuerdo que el que tiene que aprender es el caballo y el entrenador o el profesional es el que debe enseñarle, no un amateur.
Obviously, it is the trainer that's going to have to, the more professional rider is the one who's going to be able to teach that horse that is, less mature, let's say. Obviously not a young student.
I think for giving an answer very quick, as Pablo said, I think you have to, every horse merits a chance. Okay, I think every horse deserves a chance to grow. Every horse. But I think, like Pablo said, it's up to a professional rider to check out whether what exercise to do and what you can do to get it better. It's not, I would conciliate to an amateur rider to do those kind of, it can be dangerous. Yeah,
definitely. I
agree.
Said,
every horse does need to chance to let them see, because it's like Pablo said, I had some young horses as well. My father's a breeder. Okay, my father is a breeder, so I had a lot of young horses. Until 5 and 6 years, they don't jump, nothing. They put the poles on the ground like it's wood, yeah. And then as 7-year-old, to jump super. So yeah, they need, every horse must have a chance, I think, to let himself see. Yeah. Pablo, you agree, right? You agree with that? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, interesting. So another question that we have, and I'll start with the young ladies. Alessia Morelli wants to know, when you have a big show, like an important show, how do you prepare? She says, how do you prepare your horse properly? I would say, I would add to that, how do you prepare your horse and yourself for the big day? Leah?
At a competition, I like to go to the stable early morning, so there's no surprises before I start riding. And I usually start by taking my horse on a walk, just stretching the legs after a night in the stable. And then I'll first prepare everything in the stable, make sure my tack is clean, the horse is clean, has its hair done, and also leave enough time for me to go walk my course without being in a rush. And when I'm done, I like to get on quite early just to walk, because they're used to going out in the field for 3 hours, and at a show we usually can't do that. So I like to walk early, feel my horse, and be one with them. And yeah, that's really how I prepare, making sure we both feel ready and that everything's okay.
Yeah, fantastic. Laura, what do you do when you have a show that is very important for you? How do you prepare your pony and yourself?
Pues yo llego del colegio, preparo al pony.
I come to the stable right from school as fast as I can.
Y suelo practicar algunas cosas, algunas calles que pueden venir en el concurso.
Prepare on a few paths and trails and might come up in the competition itself.
Y hay días que es como más tranquilo para que los caballos respiren y.
And then we have rest days, and we work with the horse to make sure that the horse is ready for the competition as well, more relaxed.
Great. And sorry. Sí, Laura, sigue.
Y
Sorry.
pues en el concurso, pues nada, a pasarlo bien, estar concentrada y aplicar todo lo que he aprendido en las clases.
Okay, apply everything I've learned, and more than anything else, have fun. That's the idea. Fun. 3 key questions: to have fun, and to have more fun.
Exactly. I agree.
Great. So Sofie, you're almost a pro, aren't you?
Well, I'm trying.
Or ready to become
I'm
one?
not, but I'm trying to be.
Trying to.
So
Hoping
at
to.
home,
So how do you prepare for your business?
So at home, we prepare our horses with a proper training. It depends which type of horse it is. I have a very nervous and stressful horse, and this one goes to a field or for a walk to a forest before the show, before we even go to a show. And with the rest of them, we train what we need: some pole work or small jumping or just flat work. And when I'm at the show, I have my own groom, so she takes care about my horses, but I still like to spend time with them. So in the morning, I just go to barn before everything starts, and I walk them and I give them treats. And then she prepares my horse. I go for a curse walk. I check the curse. I prepare everything I need for myself, like helmet and everything. And then I go walk my horse, and then I go get.
Great. So our time here is almost over. It went very fast for me, I must say. Maybe you guys all want to say something before we wrap up. Laura, is there anything else you'd like to say? Any advice you'd like to give our audience, or any experience you'd like to share quickly? Laura?
Ahora, venga, despídete. Consejos de experta. Que has disfrutado, espero que...
Pues que lo he disfrutado mucho.
I've had a good time. I've enjoyed this.
Y espero alguna vez conoceros.
I hope we can get together and get to know each other sometime.
I love that.
Y que nos vemos en la Longines.
And be careful, because I'm going to meet you guys at the Longines competition, and I'm going to win, she says.
Okay. Okay. That's fantastic. Can't wait to see you. Leah, maybe something you would like to say before we wrap it up?
I'd just like to say thank you for the opportunity and for all the interesting things I learned, and hopefully I'll be able to apply it to my horses and training and keep getting better and growing with my horses.
Great. Thank you so much for being here. Sofie.
I would also like to say thanks for having me for this good time, and have fun. Have fun and fight for your goals.
Jochen.
Yeah, it was very fun. It went very quickly. I was really enjoying. It's really enjoyable, and Pablo as well, and all nice young riders we have here. And I think the most important we said now, and young riders, have fun, guys, and experience and fun. It's the most important things for them, I think. And I just wanted to say one quick word to the lady, because I was thinking a little bit about it for the lady, because I know how it feels when you have your own horse and it's not working. For the lady that talked about the 5-year-old. Keep your head up, keep on training, and take advice of a good trainer. Train him, and I think, as I told you, every horse needs a chance and deserves a chance. So don't lose the faith and go for it. I just want to answer that question quickly. Okay.
Fantastic.
Okay. Because it's still children. 5-year-old, they're still children, so children make mistakes.
It's very young, very young.
Believe in them, and they will surprise you. Believe in them; they will surprise you.
Pablo, something you want to say before we finish?
Bueno, daros las gracias de tener la oportunidad de poder haber coincidido con vosotros.
Thanks to all of you, and it's been a pleasure to have met you.
Yeah, for me too.
He disfrutado mucho, yo que encantado. Chicas, mucha suerte en las competiciones.
I've had a good time, and I wish you, all of you, the best of luck in your own shows.
Of course, me too. And come on, they have to believe in them. The young riders have to believe in them. I saw the profile of Pablo. He's a very good rider, and I must compliment him. I saw his profile on Instagram, and compliments Pablo. And you guys go for it and have fun. Come visit us in Italy. So we'll come to Spain. You can come to Italy. Okay.
If we go to Italy.
Yeah, come to Italy. It's nice weather, everything perfect. We can train together. Very nice. Okay.
Yeah, that's really a little bit the idea, right? At Cavago, we're looking to mix it up a little bit and to
from all over the world to get together from
to show, yes, from all over the world, and also across disciplines to show people that the things they would like to do, the things they dream about are actually accessible. Sometimes right in front of them where they live, and sometimes they have to travel a little bit to go, and that there's always a place you can go to improve it, or to do something new, or to start something different.
I want to.
So thank you so much.
Thank
Sorry, you were
Cavago
saying?
for this opportunity, because it's one of the best things I've ever seen. Thank you very much for this opportunity. Very.
Thank you so much. That is so important to us, because we're very young. We're a very young organization, and we're still finding our marks. And to hear that.
And a great thanks to Anna as well. She has followed us up, and she helped us with different. Compliments to all of you, to all the riders, all the technical people. Super, very nice.
Thank you so much. Okay, so I hope to see you soon. And thanks for your patience with us. And if you want, you can go into the chat, trainers, and you can maybe answer a few more of the questions. Once you're off the screen, you can go right to people in there.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Fantastic.
Bye.
Super. Thank you. Oh, and I wanted to say one more thing. You both, Pablo and Jochen, have a booth with Monterrosato Country Club, and you, Pablo, with PHR. So go into the booth and go see if people have been asking you questions in there. There's a chat inside your booth, and you can spend some time in there also.
Okay.
So thank you so much. And
everybody, and hope to meet you one day. Okay.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody. Bye.